Good evening, toiletarians. Hope y'all enjoyed the last episode. For those of y'all who haven't seen the last episode out there, watch it and then come back here. But if you have, enjoy. Tonight's topic is the spirit of confusion. I'm gonna start off with this story about my papa. He served in the US Navy for quite some time, right? 22 years to be exact, or approximate. He took my Nana to this museum, and he knew all about these airplanes. He was walking my Nana around the museum, saying all he knew about each and every airplane. Eventually, they turned around, and there was this big group of people following them. And you see, they noticed how every time they stopped, because Nana, who's not really good with her hips, needed to rest for a little while. And so they noticed that every time they stopped, like I said, that the people would stop too. And then it hit them. These people thought that Papa was the tour guide, when in reality, it's just an old man who knows a lot about the airplanes and served 22 years in the Navy. Confusion. But this museum doesn't have a tour guide. Who is this old man? They lied to us. They didn't lie to you. That old man is my papa. He's really smart. He served 22 years in the US Navy and he knows a lot about airplanes. You should continue following him around. Both my Nana and my papa lived through a hurricane one time. They were right in the eye of it. Power lines were down. The phones were not working. Everything was dark. They had just survived through something awful and horrible. They're trying to sleep, but it is hot in their apartment. Or their house, apartment. Listen to me. They can't get out though, because humongous trees had fallen. All of a sudden, they hear a knock on the door. Who could that be? This late at night? It's after midnight. I mean, at this point, it's just pitch dark. All right, well, let's light a candle. Light a candle because you don't know what's on the other end of that door. You don't know at all. I mean, in the middle of the night, come on. Seriously, with no light at all whatsoever, you don't know what to expect. So they're walking down the hallway with a lit candle really slowly, tiptoeing, almost tripped over Ralph, who's their cat, by the way. They both look at each other. Because, I mean, it's so dark that they literally couldn't see anything. And Ralph is their cat, by the way. So anyway, they finally approach the door, and they look at each other. Oh no. Oh no. Where's this going? Anxiety is attacking me. Panic is attacking me. Everything from hell is attacking me. What could be on the other end of this door? I mean, we almost tripped over our demon cat, and Papa has PTSD from the storm. Oh, baby Jesus, help us. Nana and Papa both finally grit their teeth, not knowing what's on the other side of that door, asking the Lord to give them strength. They finally turn the handle on the doorknob, and the door finally opens. Oh, it's just a fireman. Okay. Well, why? What's a fireman doing here at midnight? Why was the fireman there? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Papa's son-in-law, who lived 2 states away, all the way in Louisiana, had called the fire department of Marianna, Florida, where Nana and Papa lived, through the DSW that he worked for, and asked them to go check on them because they were elderly and handicapped. And so, they did. God works in mysterious ways, people. Even when the spirit of confusion is at stake, we should always have God's trust. Just like the $1 bill says, in God we trust. And that reminds me of one of my jokes that I made up. What do you call a man? What do you call a man that is flat and rectangular? Bill. Ha! That was corny. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing that's very confused. Ralph, Nana and Papa's demon cat. He's just confused. Confused little creature. My 2 cousins, Ethan and Tucker, Ethan, now 12, Tucker, now 4, I don't know, Tucker must have been a baby at the time. I don't know. Or even a toddler. They were at Nana and Papa's house, right? Ralph walks into the room as they're in the living room eating McDonald's, watching Cartoon Network. And then Ralph, he just meows out of nowhere. Meow. Nana and Papa Jerry look back at him. And they're like, meow. Literally, two elderly people making that meow sound. Tucker was so confused. I think he was even more confused than the cat. Because he looked at the cat like he couldn't talk, but his brother could somehow discern that he was thinking, what is going on? Ethan, with his discerning heart, looks down on his brother and says they are talking to the cat. And somehow is also able to discern, a few seconds later, that his brother is thinking, but what are they saying? And then Ethan's like, oh, well, I mean, I don't know. They probably don't even know, but Ralph knows. I mean, some humans can speak cat. Ah, so you're telling me now that humans can speak cat? I mean, if you ask me, like, say the cat understands, but the human doesn't understand what they're even saying. That's like speaking in tongues, y'all. I'm dead serious. I mean, that'd be annoying if we were like, all day. Seriously. That demon cat may be confused, but I'm gonna tell y'all, my grandparents are far more confused than that. Not just Nana and Papa, but all of my grandparents. All 6 of them, which are still alive. But yeah, I mean, especially my Nana, she is confused about everything, y'all. And by everything, I mean everything. She's confused about which brush to brush her hair with on a daily basis. I mean, who needs more than one hairbrush? She's confused about which pair of shoes to wear every day. If you got 10 pair, which one's you gonna wear? Yeah, I know that rhymed, but that's not the point. My point is, if you're watching Nana, this is advice for you. If you got 10 pair and you don't know which one to wear, just rank them based on which one fits you best that day. Swollen feet problems. Cause y'all, she's got serious swollen feet problems. I'm not playing, I'm serious. She's also confused about which shake to order when she's eating lunch. The joys of dieting. The time of day, though, y'all, when she is most confused, or the politically correct way to say it would be confused, is when she wakes up at the beginning of the day. Because at the start of her day, she doesn't know whether or not, okay, is this a cane day? Is this a walker day? Or is this a wheelchair day? Papa is just a step-grandparent. My real grandfather on my mother's side is Grandpa. And I'll tell y'all, he is far worse. He's far more confused. Sorry, if any of y'all are politically correct people, than any of my other grandparents out there are. I'm gonna tell y'all, he'd be winding down to go to bed, and there'd always be a bottle of meds for his arthritis by his bed. For every time he got up in the morning, and every time he went to sleep. Yeah. So I remember one time he was over, and, you know, I was going to say goodnight to him. I mean, the average person would have expected to see a bottle of Advil or Aleve by his bedside. But I look on the dresser, and I see a bottle. I'm like, what's this? I pick it up. It says, Beano. I'm serious, y'all. Confusion. My step-grandmama Susie and my granddaddy are always having problems with their new smartphones. If you're having problems with them, why get them in the first place? Because you know how old folks are with the modern day technology? They just don't get it. Grandmama Susie don't even know how to answer her cell phone anymore. She just don't answer it. I remember the first time she got her first smartphone, the iPhone 6S. I was there with her, right? I put my contact in her phone by putting my number on the keypad. Because, old folks don't know about put this person in your contacts. They're not familiar with that stuff. So then I call the number and I say, here, it will be on the top of your recent calls. So you don't have to do anything. Just press decline. Don't answer it. She goes, okay. But does she press decline? No. She presses answer thinking she's pressing decline. And then she's like, John, help me. Help me. How do I get out of this? Why is it counting? Why is it counting? Oh my word, I think my new smartphone is broken. Well, if it's broken, good. Go back to the dumb phone. And then later on, a friend of hers starts calling her. Does she answer it? No, she presses decline thinking she's pressing answer. She presses decline. Hello? Hello? Are you there? Hello? Hello? I think my phone's broken again. Confusion. And lastly, but not least, my grandmother Bibi, who is always co-starring with me in the Bomber Buster series. You see, we be driving around, right? Not in the movies, but in real life, because we drive around in the movies. And this was in real life too. You know what? Play that clip real quick. Play it.
John, do you know where the big chicken is? Do you have any idea?
What are you talking about? It's back in Atlanta, where it always is.
Oh, I thought that the map said south of the big chicken was for everything.
Bibi, I'm pretty sure no one has told you, but there's a reason why they do that in Atlanta. Because that's the only place where the big chicken is. I mean, come on, you've seen a big chicken in the road, haven't you?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I feel like such an idiot. But I'll get past that.
Yeah. It didn't go down like that in real life though, no. The way it really went down during the time when I was inspired to do that scene was when she was just like, what why is the GPS always saying south of the big chicken, north of the big chicken, west of or east of the big chicken? Why do they keep basing everything off of that stupid chicken? Oh, let me guess. The Democrats did this. And I had to explain to her, the big chicken is KFC and it's really popular around here. I mean, you're a citizen here, aren't you? The next words out of my Grandma B's mouth, after I explained to her what the big chicken is, and was like, you're a citizen here, aren't you? Were, oops. Which leads me into the next topic. An oops moment. Coming on the next Toilet Talk. I'll see y'all next time. Don't forget to click subscribe for more content. Good night, everybody.
Hold up.